Hey guys, so just got back from the theater from seeing Boy Kills World, the new action comedy that was actually a Monday Mystery movie this past week that I didn't see until now. And this was one of those that got trailers for quite a few times, including Florida trail. I get trailers before trailers ever even fucking start playing. Even when before commercials even start playing, I get trailers, and it's usually for stuff like this that are like small budgeted independent movies like that are probably not going to make a lot of money, but they're going to be released into Regal theaters, and so they're hoping somebody sees it. Even though they put them really early into like right before the commercials, so a lot of times, a lot of people aren't seeing them. And a lot of times, I don't see them because I get in there a little late. And a lot of people do too. And it's like, yeah, maybe position those a little bit differently, maybe to get more people interested. Dumbasses. But this was one of those. Is like, all right, this is a new action comedy that's got a style about it, a style that I have my worries about because that's all I'll get into as I watch this movie. Just because it's a unique style, but it's a unique style that I could see easily getting old really quickly. This movie's an hour and 50 minutes. I'm like, I don't know. Well, it's like we'll see. It's getting decent. I saw it get decent reviews. Like, okay, so it can't be that bad. And yeah, it was not bad. Actually, I really enjoyed the hell out of this movie. It's not flawless at all, but I enjoyed it. Like, even though there are things about it I probably should bitch about more, and I could bitch about more, but I was entertained. And that kind of helps, raise the movie a little bit more above other movies of its kind. Um, I really enjoyed the hell out of this movie. I like Bill Skarsgård. Like, man, he's a lot of. He is definitely going to be a big star over the next few years. Like, I mean, obviously, he's always going to be known as Pennywise. Obviously, I mean, fuck, like he. Although I still always will prefer Tim Curry's version over him. He did a great fucking job. He had like just as memorable of a fucking version of Pennywise as Tim Curry. And he honestly, he Tim Curry had the better Pennywise, but I feel like Bill Skarsgård had a better movie. Well, better first movie. I hated the second movie. The second movie sucked. I never reviewed that, but I hated the first, second chapter to it. But like, he is really good. Like, and this is a movie that requires him not to say a damn word, and he's really entertaining. Like, he's convincing as an action hero, and I like Bill Skarsgård. I'm glad to continue seeing him stuff, including that. God, I did get a trailer finally for that Pro remake that's coming out. I'm not thrilled about that, but I'm still shocked that finally getting it. I mean, this has been in the works for like fucking decades now. I think since the first one ever came out, like there's been a remake in the works. Um, so I mean, yeah, and now we're getting it, and it kind of doesn't look that good. You're like, God damn it. So, but yeah, yeah, I love Bill Skarsgård. He's awesome in this. This movie I did not know until right before the movie started that this movie starred that girl from Happy Death Day. Why am I fucking forgetting her name? Blanking on her name, but I usually will not fucking forget her name, but I fucking for some reason forgot it. Bullshit. What the hell is her name? Oh, Jessica Rothe. I love Jessica Rothe. So much so that I forgot her name. Sorry. I love Jessica Rothe. I've been a big fan of her since Happy Death Day. That girl has so much fucking talent. It's unbelievable. And like, there's not enough movies that she disappeared for like I haven't seen her in a movie. This is the first movie I've seen her since like I think 2020, like Valley Girls, that Valley Girl remake, which she was the best part of that movie, and that was about it. Um, and then yeah, like she this time is playing the main bad guy, the henchman to Famke Jensen's character. And I was different. I was like, and at first I was like, I knew she was casted in the role, but then like for a good chunk of the first half, she's just wearing a helmet and you don't see her head. I'm like, well, that's fucking weird. Why the hell would they just have a girl like her, very attractive looking, and a really good actress? And some people might recognize it like me, who that she's in this, and then just put her under a hood. I'm like, that kind of sucks. But then eventually, there's a good portion of it where she has no hood on, so that was nice to see. It is cool to see her play in an action. This is the first time I see her in an action movie. She was like, great, not too bad. Um, yeah, Famke Jensen was very fun as this over the top villain in the movie. You got the guy who plays the shaman in this movie, who I was like, I know I've seen this. And that's that guy. Isn't that guy from the fucking Raid movies? And I'm like, yeah. I always remember that fucking face. As a guy, you never forget that guy's face. He always. I remember. It's been a while since I've seen the Raid movies. But I remember him being the best fucking thing of those fucking movies. Every goddamn time he was on screen, it was my favorite part of those movies. And I love those movies. Um, and he's awesome in the short span of time he's in this. Um, he is really good in the short span of time. I wish I could have got more of him, especially after what we see at the end of the movie. Um, but yeah, like I said, and the action in this movie is fucking great. This movie, the action is a lot of fun. This is what made it for this movie enjoyable was the fucking action. There's some fucking violent action in this movie. Some over the top, ridiculous violence in this movie. It's like I thought that this movie was like based on it had to be like this has to be based on a comic book or a video game. No, it's some original kind of story that honestly could be. Honestly, I would really love this to become a video game because this would be a fucking awesome video game. Um, and it's really over the top, and it doesn't take itself way too seriously either. For the most part, I would say this movie doesn't take it, and that helps a lot because of the over top violence that you get in this fucking. There's a lot of gore. There's a lot of blood. There's some really great, memorable fight scenes, including one that was like the Monty, a very serious, or even a bloodier, gorier version of the black. The only way I can describe it is a bloodier, gorier version of the Black Knight from the Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Holy shit! There's a scene where this guy is getting his limbs chopped off. He's still fucking fighting. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? That was a great scene. And then there's another. I'll get to the other one in a second, but yeah, I love the fight scenes and the blood. There's some CGI, obvious CGI blood and gore. I think it also has Charlotte Copley. He's in this barely. Well, you know if you've seen the trailer, you know what his fate is, and he's not in this movie very long because of that. Um, so yeah, one thing that did, like I said, I saw a lot of people talk about this movie is that there's not many three dimensional characters. I'm like, yeah, there isn't. And this movie it has a lot of similar style to other movies I've seen, including like stuff like Silent Night and what was the other one I was thinking about? Uh, damn it, what was the other one? But like I like this movie a lot better than Silent Night. Silent Night it has a lot of the same problems Silent Night has, but it does it a lot fucking better. It's a lot more entertaining, and the fight scenes are a lot better. And that movie was directed by John Woo, which fucking baffles the fuck out of me that like I like this better than a movie directed by John Woo. Um, but yeah, like what was the other fucking silent or like it's it's a movie where it's a silent uh, protagonist who doesn't say anything because he's blind or he's not that blind, he's deaf and mute, and he has an inner voice. I forgot to talk about that. He has an inner voice that narrates the whole fucking thing. That is narrated by the guy who voices Bob from Bob's Burgers, who's really great. Like like he had the best laughs. Like he had some of the funniest lines in the movie. I was worried about that gimmick because I'm like, this is a gimmick that could get old really quickly. but it didn't. It didn't bother me too much because he did have some fucking funny lines that would make me laugh really hard at. Um, this movie feels like it should wrap up very quickly. Or like this movie feels kind of like they're what's the best way to describe this? Feels like that like the one of the biggest problems is that this movie does feel a little stretched out, a little thin. Because like there's a point in this movie where I was watching it and I'm like, okay, this is getting towards the climax. Yeah, this is getting towards the climax and it seems to be wrapping up. I look at my phone, it's only an hour in, and I'm like, there's like 40 minutes left of this thing? The hell? Like how? Like why? How? And just like I was like really confused. I'm like, I was like, okay, I'm kind of curious as to where the hell why there's this movie's gonna go on 40 minutes longer. And then the movie decides to throw a twist halfway through that simultaneously I kind of liked and hated at the same time because okay, there's a twist halfway through this movie that I kind of guessed early on. Really, honestly, I think I guessed the twist of this movie. I mean, the big twist of this movie watching the trailer. I remember kind of like, I bet you this is what is really going on with this character. And I'm like, yep, I'm right. When I got introduced to certain characters, I was like, yeah, I bet this person's this person, and yada yada yada. And I'm like, yeah, I bet you that's what's going on. And I was right. But by that time, when that twist happened, I was like, there was so much shit that had gone on in this movie already that made me forget that about that twist because it would make no sense if this twist was presented to me, and then it was, and I'm like, okay, hold on, you have some explaining